Hey, what's up, people? So I just got back to Bangalore after a trip through North India, and I was asked by a couple of friends to do vlogs of it, but I couldn't do it. I'm not a gadgety guy. But then I thought once I'm back, I just probably will share some experiences of things that happened all the way. So that's why I'm doing this video. And I'm excited that my brother is there on the other side of the radio.
What's up?
I think you have to turn the camera to say what's up, Richie.
Oh, just okay, sorry. So what's up, everybody? So as we all heard, that Achta just did a round trip from Bangalore to Delhi. Okay, he did a round trip from Bangalore to Delhi and back to Bangalore. In between through Mumbai and where else, sir? Jaipur. Oh, Sucha's place. Jaipur and many other places. So just wanted to ask, so how many kilometers did you do? Kilometers? In total.
Yeah. So I haven't written anything down. But all I know is that I started, when I started from Bangalore, it was 34, my bike, the kilometers on the bike was 34,000, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I got to Bangalore, now I just checked, it's around 40,000 something. So I'm thinking it's somewhere close to 5,000 plus or 6,000, touching somewhere 6,000, yeah.
Okay. So like all the bikers, we wanted to, just wanted to let you know, he's got a Himalayan.
Can you turn the camera please? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so he's got a Himalayan, Royal Enfield Himalayan. So the question I wanted to ask is, for all the bike lovers and everything like that, how much mileage did it give, and how much did you spend on the bike, at least fuel wise? If you have an idea, it'll be nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I think now my mileage, I haven't checked it exactly how much I get, but all I know is I think I get close to from 30 to 35. That's like the mileage. And altogether in the 6,000 kilometers, I think I would have, now just an approximate figure, I think I would have spent close to about 8 or 9 grand.
That's it?
That's it, 8 or 9 grand.
Wow.
I mean, we have to do the calculation. Mm-hmm. Probably around that side. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just ask questions like this so that it won't be a confusion. Anyways, yeah. So give us a reason why this trip was made. Like, is there a specific reason why this trip was made?
Yeah. So, in all honesty, so I mean, you guys would know about Rewired. No? So Rewired is basically a mission that we all started together, some of our friends. So the Lord put it in our heart where we go and get connected with churches and try to bring out talents from the church. Not only bring out, but equip them and to stand with them, bring out their songs, and so that's what Rewired is about. So keeping the Lord put this in our heart last year, then December. We did some work here and there, but then this year I was like, so missions were always been in my heart. And never really took a step individually. I mean, like myself to do something. When we used to go with missions with other teams and organizations, but this time it was very much pressed on my heart to do something extraordinary, do something out of the box. And I wanted to go on mission because, like I said, I got a bike and I was like, okay, Lord. From the time I had the bike, I was okay. I want to do something, just to go to villages and take a guitar and go. It wasn't just in my mind. I never took a step for that. So this time I was called to Delhi by a close pastor, a pastor whom we know really close, and he was releasing a song. So we were part of the song. So he said, "Come and for the video production and all that. So that was the only agenda at the beginning of this month, which is October, the beginning of October. And so we tried train tickets, we tried bus tickets, it never worked out. And I'm not someone who wants to go on a bus. The train tickets weren't working. So I was like, hey, I mean, you remember we did a bike trip in 2 years
To
back
Jammu, yes.
to Jammu, yeah. So that was because we did that. I had the confidence. Okay, let's try this time going on a bike from here. I've never done this before. I'm not a biker. You know it. I still ask you, but I was like, okay, let's try this. Let's do this. Let's do a trip from here, and then let's see how the Lord leads. Because that was that. I mean, I thought better do it now. I mean, and so the sole purpose was to go there and be a part of the church, be part of that video production, and then my heart was, hey, anyways, we're going on a bike, so probably we can stop into some churches, we can stop by to some small fellowships, and be of some help, just to help the team, or just do a small, like a workshop over there, worship and all that. So then I was like, okay, I have a small guitar, a baby Taylor, let's pack that on the guitar, and then so that was in the heart. And if you ask me what the purpose, this was all that was written there. But then over the time, the Lord did so many other things. So yeah, the sole purpose was this when I left. Yeah.
Super. So
I think you have to turn the camera again.
I'll just ask like that.
Yeah.
So just wanted to ask another thing. What about, can you give us an idea of the churches that you went to? As in, like, a few names, if you can drop, it'll be nice.
Yeah, so the church that I initially was called to go and do a video with was at Masi Mandir in Delhi, Pastor Stanley. So the song that they were releasing, you remember when we went last time to Delhi, we sat with them and did we? Yeah, we did that.
Yes.
We helped them.
Yeshua Tera Naam. Yeshua Tera Naam.
Yeah,
something like that.
Namre.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So that the song is all the audio is completed. So the video is
everything. Okay.
But since Yeshua was there, so they finished the production of the song, and they were doing the video. So since we were part of it initially, so Pastor Stanley said, why don't you come and be a part? So then that's one of the churches where we initially went. And then after that, I think from there I went to Jaipur to Sujit, which is he's running Spark Ministry.
If you all didn't know, it is SMS.
Yeah. SMS in please. Sujit Amsuram. So we went to his place and went to his church, and after that, from Jaipur, I think I hit Mumbai. Yeah. So in Mumbai, I think we visited a couple of churches, and one of the churches I was very much excited to be at was at Pastor Lijan's church, Lijan Abraham. It is in Navi Mumbai, his nearest church. And another church was Highest Praise. So some of the churches like this where we could go just minister, not only minister, it was to go and meet some people, some youngsters who are passionate about the Lord. So my heart, more than going to lead worship, I'd love to go and stand with them and just train, or not train, but to be a part with them in their servitude to the Lord, and just excited to celebrate with them. So it was good to meet that chain of churches and see what the Lord is doing in that city, in those cities. Okay. So I think I had started from Delhi, and then Delhi to Jaipur to Mumbai, And Mumbai, I went to Nagpur as well.
Yeah, there was a camp or something. No?
There was a camp at Nagpur. It was a traditional church though, but then it was a small fellowship. But it was so good to see so many youngsters who were ready to do anything for the Lord with what they had. It was literally like the 5 loaves and 2 fish scenario there, but some youngsters were like that little kid who were ready to just give something, ready to. They don't have much of. In fact, in that church that I went to in Nagpur, they didn't have even a keyboard in the church. So, but they had a triple. I think they had a. They were so ready to worship. They were so really. They know pretty much all the songs. So some of the things that that I'm coming back with was these things, where how can we be of some help or some benefit or something for these churches, these fellowships.
Okay. So I know that my brother's not a guy who actually, carries a lot of gadgets with him in terms of, traveling and stuff like that, no? And I'm sure he hasn't captured most of the videos while he's traveling.
Nothing,
But how much would you recommend people to actually go out like this? Not just biking, but in terms of going for missions. So people get it, maybe people might get it in a different way that, this is a bike ride. But this wasn't just a bike ride, right? It was like a full-blown mission trip where you actually got to go and serve and, be part of. How much would you recommend not just going biking, but going to another place like this, leaving your comfort zone and going to another place and actually serving there? Yeah.
So last time we went for a bike ride, if you remember, it was just a solo ride. But this time it was way different because, it all starts with what is the purpose? What do you like? What's the motive in going? Okay, so I recognized that going. So one other reason why I wanted to go on a bike was because, see, now the expenses are way lesser than I thought, because you don't have to put tolls. You can stop by in any place. You can just take a small lodge or a hotel, and you can stay by and then travel again. So there's so many conveniences like that. But when it comes to the need of the hour, like when you talk about, okay, right now, what we could do is, even so, the guys who have bikes, if you guys basically love biking, take a chance just to go and know the pulse of people around, in terms of how we can serve better, not only churches but also the community as well. So I was actually much excited to see some of the guys who were on the bikes. They were doing bike rides, and they were doing some of these social activity kind of things. And in fact, one of my close friend, he has done almost an India tour on no smoking, no drinking. He's done that for a social cause. His name is Pastor Arun, and he's done. So he is someone who's also, who backed me up on this. He's like, go for it, Acha. This is something that is great. And so there were so many other guys on the road when I saw who was doing these social acts and all that. So I was thinking, man, why don't we guys, probably if churches are willing to, nothing like that, but if they aren't, youngsters just pack your bags and put in some, if you guys are musicians, put in some instruments if you can. Whatever can stick in a bag. And, just go around to some fellowships, some small villages if you can, sit with them. It was so good. See, some places where there are these huts, in the north you don't find much of, like in the villages you don't find much of houses and all these huts. So there, when they're like seeing this big bike come, they're all startled. But the moment you get down from there, you are like a kid, you're like them. And so when I had this guitar on, so I would just untie the guitar and just sit with them and just play some song, our kids song, which our kids today probably, in our cities, we were like, oh, if you sing a song like, so in the Hindi there's this Guma Guma Ke Mara Daud Ne Goliath Ko Gumso Se Mara. So it's a whole song. So today they'll be like, oh, what the song is this? But the kids there were so excited. They were like, so when we show some accents and all, they were like, wow, what is this game? It is fun because they have not seen this before. They've seen bikers go all the way like, oh, zoom, 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 and like all the way. But when you get down to their place, sit with them, and just have their water and talk to them. One of the greatest advantages that I saw this time was conversations. It was amazing to just talk to some people about their city, about their culture, because to them the moment they saw, so my bike is a KA registration, no? So they saw KA and they were like, oh, this guy's coming from the south. But the moment they recognize that you know Hindi and you're talking to them in pretty much their language, and you're sitting with them, so I figured that so when I was on the way, I tried to stop in these local huts or local chai shops.
Okay.
What do you call
Dabas?
it? Dabas. So where it's like a old these amachis or old amachins they're making, and just to sit with them and talk to them about their life. So they'll go back to their how their city was back in the days. So it's stories, life stories, and it is so good to hear them out, and for them to know that someone from the south is coming and listen to my story is like, wow. So those were some things that really I haven't done this before. I mean, we've done it here probably, like when you go to a chai shop, you probably but there for South Indian to come and do that is I haven't done. So it was good to know that there are these people who really love such people coming to their city, and really loving their culture, and even to love their food. They thought only the South Indians would like only the South Indian food. So I loved their food. Dude, their food is insane.
That was my next question though, but you can go ahead.
What's the question?
Okay, the question is, how much do you like the aloo paratha? Because okay, so just giving you all a quick heads up into the next question, which is how much does he like aloo parathas? Because each time, even the last time when we went for a ride, aloo parathas were everywhere, and that's the only thing that we had. So each time we called also, it was about aloo parathas. So that's what I wanted to ask. Is there any other food other than aloo parathas that you had, and what's your favorites there?
So the Northeast would vouch for this, okay, and they know better. But I had some amazing rotis there. Okay, different. I think they are different rotis, so they're made out of different. There are these normal rotis that are made. There are these tandoori rotis, and tandoori butter rotis. Ah man, bro. Do we have food?
There is
then aloo parathas, and then there was their dal curry is just insane. It's so in our dal curries we can see the dal and all that. There it's even though it's like watery, but it's so flavored. It's flavored, and the sabzis are. So I don't like, I mean, I never used to like this brinjal, okay? But the way they make it, the way they mix it with mutton, which is peas and all that, it's lovely. So the more I try to, not eat, but the more I try to get different kind of varieties of food, it all has different taste to it. See, if you notice, I noticed this, okay, back in Kerala or in Bangalore is different. Back in Kerala, if you go to a shop sometimes in some shops you see they have chicken curry, they have egg curry, they have veg curry, but chicken curry is different. No, the only thing different from a chicken curry and an egg curry is they'll put an egg in the curry. The curry is the same.
Okay.
You
The
will say.
gravy is the same.
The gravy is the same. So something, but here it's not like that. It's different varieties of dishes. And the next level of in terms of food and drinks that I saw was chai. Brother, I'm a fan of Kerala chai, okay, because we love Kerala chai. But the chai there is another extent of it, because the chai they make there is in the they go and 3-4 times, or even when it comes up they kind of boil it again and again, so it's thick and it's flavored. So in terms of food, I tried one of my.
See it.
So I decided. So this was my thought. Okay, I thought I'll go on a trip and then I'll make sure I stop after every 100 kilometers. Stop the bike, take a walk. To keep myself fit. Yeah, man. Walk away. All I was stop for is chai. Stop for something to eat.
But to the shop and come back.
Which is just 2 steps away. But yeah, food. So yeah, I was saying is because when we went and we sat with them and we enjoyed the food, you could see their tone change when they talk. See, sometimes what happens is we're coming from the south and we be like, back in Kerala or back in Bangalore, this is not how they make it. I don't. So what we do is we're not harming them, or we're not being too sarcastic. We're saying, actually, I don't like this, but to them it's an offense. To them it's so. To just go and say that wow, this is good. Their face changes. Their talk to you changes. So then the next thing they're being more helpful to you. So I remember one place, one of the Apachan kind of a man, and he's making chai over there. And he got to know that I'm from the south, and he's talking to me about some things in the south. So the moment I appreciated the chai that he made, and he had this pav bhaji, and so I loved it. So I ate it, and the moment I started to talk about the lovely food and what he's making, and now he's starting to help me on my trip. So he's like, okay, where are you going? Okay, let me tell you the good way. Let me tell you the easy way. Okay, you go. So he started to almost give me the whole route to the next place. I was like, wow. So some things like that where you are you're not very consciously giving that, but subconsciously you're actually pushing the guy up, encouraging him, or just saying, wow, you did a good job with with food you're eating or what you're making. So yeah, so that these things were really prominent, in this yeah.
So to everyone who's trying to go for a ride after this, listening to this conversation, let me tell you, try to be nice when you go to another city. It could be just a normal person. Just try to be nice, and it's going to be a good ride. Not just for you, for the people around you also. All right. So, anything else you wanted to say about?
Yeah. So I think. So my heart was, like I said initially, my heart was to go and stand with churches, or not churches per se, but in churches, but stand with youngsters who have a heart, who want to do something better for the kingdom. So some of the things that I've noticed, and some of the things that I came across is, when we go, when it's for the mission, sometimes we won't get all the privileges sometimes, because see, one of the things that I because I'm not a biker, and not only that, so I didn't prepare well enough, to be honest, for this trip. I didn't prepare so well to. So see, when you do something for the Lord. Somebody said this once, and I said, okay, we love to do something very exclusively for the Lord. How? how do we do exclusively? Like, for example, we like to put God in our daily, in our daily things. Okay, let's say, for example, we're praying, we pray when we're on the way, we pray when we're taking a shower, So He's there, we're including Him into all of these things. But sometimes, how do we exclusively do something? For example, not just in including into separating ourselves from all of these things and saying, oh God, I want to do this for you, It's not, I'm not including you into something that I'm very busy with, but exclusively okay, this is for you kind of thing. So the moment I thought of, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm just going to step out of. So that's when So let me be very honest with you, okay? I stepped out with just around $1,500 in my account. Very honest. So I remember my expenses from here is going to be pretty hard. So I called up the pastor and I said, hey, I'm actually starting on a bike, so it would be great if you could just put in something. So once there, how we get funds and we'll just share. So he's like, okay, yes, I'm just going to put in some amount. And so I started from here. I went to the route from here to Delhi. I think I hit from here to Solapur, from Solapur then to Indore. So all of the way, fuel, small room expenses and all that. So I think when I reached Indore, I was out of cash, literally out of cash. And the next morning I have to leave. So I usually would ride from around 5 a.m. in the morning to around 5 in the evening. So around say 550 kilometers. And then in the night find a room and then take home this. But after I got into Indore, I recognized that I paid for the room and then I recognized that it was just around $240 in my account. And the next morning 5 I have to leave. So see now because you have friends and they're just a call away. You can just ask them. It's all there. But then this is where I learned when God has called you for something and He says, okay, I'm going to provide it. Where are the places where we don't trust Him? Okay, I know that He's
draw the line.
Huh?
Where we draw the line.
Where we draw the line.
Yeah.
So there is a mark where He says, Ara, try to come beyond that because there's provision. But we draw the line. We say, no. See, you know what? I have to take something precautions over here. This was my precaution line. So I'm sitting in that room before my shower. I was like, oh man, tomorrow I have to leave. Okay, I have to get money. What do I do? So in my mind, I know God is a provider, and so I'm making a plan, saying, okay, why don't I do this? I'll ask a friend of mine for some money. Okay, I know God's going to provide, and then I'm going to pay him off. I mean, see, I'm doing nothing wrong because I justifying my act. Okay, I know God's a provider. Okay, but at the same time, I have to work my plan out. I'm not kidding there. I think around 9 o'clock, 9:30, I was going to sleep. Okay, I'm frustrated inside, but yet I'm like, okay, I need to ask somebody. And in between, I'm singing a song. So there's a song one of a pastor wrote, Jehovah Jireh, He provides my every need. What song like that? And I'm singing that song. Okay, Jehovah Jireh. Subconsciously, I'm singing that song. So before sleeping, I'm like, should I just go and text somebody, and then I just chuck the phone back and I'm like, Lord, I can't do this. I know you said go, and I stepped out. Okay, I don't know what to do. This is a very small thing, okay, but it taught me something. I checked the phone down. I found some of the messages that came on the way. I thought I'd just reply to the messages, and one of the messages was one of my friend who he's a doctor. He's in Toronto, and in all this, one of the messages that he sent was, hey, what's up, bro? Where are you? So I said, I'm in this place and all that. And he said, okay, so you did a solo trip, is it? And so I said, I replied back quickly saying, oh yeah, it's a solo trip. And then I was like, hey, I didn't go solo, man. I have the Lord with me, a little cringy to say it, okay, the Holy Spirit is with me. But I said, yeah, hey, dude, I had the Lord with me. So I said, bro, I did a solo, but yet, Jesus is there with me, the Holy Spirit goes, I just mentioned that, just as the text said. And I put the phone down, I replied to someone text and I put the phone down. So before going to sleep, I'm saying, okay, Lord, I think I'll make a call now. Just a friend of mine just text him and says, Dad, you can just send in some money and then I'm going to pay back. Just before I could just text her, I put the phone down and said, okay, this is not happening. I'm just gonna probably just say speak about a prayer and just gonna just say, Lord, you're gonna open a way. And I'm no kidding. In just about 5 to 10 minutes, I get a ting message. Okay, and then it's from so I have a Federal account. Federal thinking, and so I remember checking the account before, and there was some. I told you this around $230. I checked the Federal account. I refreshed it. It was the same. So this time there's a Federal message that came, and I just opened the app and same thing. And so I can see 5230. So it's 230 before 5. So I thought this was a previous balance, and I'm refreshing it again, and I said it's 5230. I'm refreshing it again. It's like, you know, this friend of mine just sent me that 5 grand. It's just that night. He just said it to me, and he said, I just thought the Lord just put this in my heart. I just want to put it to you. You know, so at that moment, you know, it's a matter of just some money. Okay, like, oh man, everyone can get money. But it's about how you trust the Lord even in that last moment. Because if I would have, see, I know God would provide, okay, in my mind. If I would have made a plan to ask, I won't experience this side of the Lord. Because that moment where you are not going to do it and you're like, God, I know you are the provider. Now the glory goes to Him. Because before, if I would have made a plan of asking someone 5 grand and then, oh, I know He sent it, that's my plan. In a way, it can be like, okay, my plan went right. But here it was all glory to God. Right? It was just Him, because I know that at moment, if it was not Him. So all the way through, I was like, God, thank you for not making me just take that jump over that line, you know, and just wait on Him. And I'm telling you, over that whole the yatra, finances was not a concern, because it is not that there was this abundance and all that, but there was enough that enough and more sometimes, I would say. So much so that I don't want to brag about this, but sometimes I was even able to, one of the churches over there, I was even able to just gift a guitar, an acoustic guitar to a youngster who he bought a ukulele, and I recognize that he has a heart for worship, but the resources were there. So immediately the Holy Spirit just, okay, go get him a guitar. When I went to the nearest shop, I took him. I said, okay, I'm going to buy a string for my guitar. I go to the shop, I pick up one guitar, and I said, okay, this is yours. And I saw the joy. He was startled. He was like, no, this can't be happening. I said, if the Lord's put that in my heart, it is happening. And there was another place where, another small church where there wasn't a keyboard and all that. So now I can't buy a keyboard, but I just put in a small, a small amount as a starter for them. I said, guys, see, this is my small seed. Now you all put it, you all club together. So I'm saying, the reason I'm saying this is, started with little though, but there was so much that the Lord gave that we could give even. So I'm thinking, how even though it's a small, it's a like a trip to go and to go and visit churches and minister and all that. At the same time, there's so much of joy when you figure out that you are even used in a space where you didn't have. You have so much to give, and so much to brighten up someone's life and all that. The same goes even with the bike. Like I said, I think you know better. You are on bikes. I don't know. All I know from you is I have to clean the chain. Not clean the chain, loop the chain. I don't even know how to clean the chain. From the time I left here, almost 5,000 kilometers back here, the bike did not give me heart, Not once it stopped on the way, except for once in Mumbai. It
overheated because of the climate.
Overheated, and it was just switching off in between. Apart from that, somewhere in, last time I put a video in Facebook.
Okay.
You saw that I was just
playing.
Yeah. So before that, I'm actually going through a. It's not a road. It's like a Amazon jungle. It's just all these these mullu chedis, those bushes, all of it on the side, and it's just gap for one bike to go. And looking at that trail, there is there is not a bike that's gone in the last, I think 1 week. You can't see it. You can't see a bike mark. But then because Google Maps said so, I thought, okay, let me just, because it was cutting through a shortcut and from the main highway. I just thought, okay, let's take it and see. But I was in somewhere in between. I was like, Lord, this I literally was scared. I lost it because there is no, except for one lady who was taking the Kandangali with it. Nobody on that, nobody. And I think I took about 40 minutes to take that whole trail. Not one bike, not one person walked through it. And I was scared. So somewhere in between that places where I stopped and I just, I was scared. I took that guitar and I just started just worship. I said, Lord, okay, this is where we do. This is who we are, kind of thing. And if you know that worship, that thing towards the end, you know what? There's no one over there. There's this one lady who's standing there with the cattle far away. There's no one around, no sound. But towards the end, if you notice, there was a killie that came. There was a bird that was coming in. It was chirping there. So I was kind of, there was someone who commented saying that even when you worship the Lord, even the earth, the creation worships with you. So that's true, because that was something that evidently that showed up over there. And coming to the bike, this on that trail, I am very sure if the bike would have been punctured, I don't know if there's any space where this could get fixed in that. I don't know even if I could have been able to do the next place. Even in that whole journey, no issues with the engine, except for that one time I was overheated, or with the brakings. Even the brakings, I wish I could show the brake shoe. I brought it over here. It was and the guys. So I gave it to service in Mumbai. The guy is like, sir, no one in the right mindset would drive. So many things like that. And I was praying throughout the journey. I'm telling you. I mean, I was honestly praying, God, I need iron. I need steel tires. I need steel tires. I need these brakes to work perfectly well. I need them to stop at the right time. God, I need the fluid, whatever was running inside the engine to be right. All that was on there. So literally, I was covering the bike. Or the whole journey. And that worked for it, because he literally gave me those tires. I never cleaned the chain properly. I probably used to lube it. The engine oil, nothing. But somewhere now, see, this is my learning. I think it's better. You should share what all you have to keep ready before a journey. What all you have to take care of. The chain cleaning and the engine, checking the tire, all those, whatever. I did nothing of it. But I got back after this 5,000. I got back here and I was just thanking God for that Monday and for His covering over that, because that is something that is important thing. But my heart was on. Okay, you get what I'm saying? He covered this. He covered this side.
True.
So tomorrow when I'm doing it, I'm being more concerned. I'll be probably taking care of this.
Because you know it already now.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know how much you have to take care. Because I remember that brake shoe. So somewhere beyond many times. So I was taking this route from Surat to I think Ahmedabad, Surat route towards Mumbai from Delhi, and it's all mountainside. So somewhere on this slope,
Guard section,
the slope, the brake fails. On one of this. Until then it was okay, but once I took that, it failed. And so it was a back brake, and then I had the front brake to do. But I'm trying to press over and over again. It's out, and it was somewhere close to about 6:30. I have to get to one space, and there's no shops around there, no mechanics around. So I had to go to the next destination, which was close to about 100 to 130 kilometers without. But in between it would come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was. You could talk, you could call it scary, but yet it was just that calmness where, okay, you know that He had your back. You know that that the purpose was there, and He took care of all of the rest. So yeah, through this whole journey, there were so many things that that the Lord taught me from. Specifically, in terms of what your heart is for. I think in a time like this, if we all would would stand with each other and just not only just uphold each other but also encourage, because I think we're coming from a culture where, okay, it's me, my kingdom, it's my house, it's my song, it's my church, it's my it's all a lot of my kind of things, yeah, me's kind of. But from there, if we can go on to say that, hey, it's just not me, but at the same time, and God will honor you, how can we be, as a community, as a the body of Christ, how could we be a blessing to each other? So that was something that I've tried to expand myself, my thinking on, my process of thinking on. Yeah. I think for the guys who would love to go next time, I mean, connect with us. Probably next time we'd like to go. So some places we'd love to. I love to do this Seven Sisters, the belt. Many of them have said you can go from here to Guwahati and then from Guwahati.
Just give an idea of when you say the Seven Sisters, for the ones who don't know, what are they like? Which places, like at least minimum?
Yeah, so I think the Seven Sisters are, I don't know them in order, but it's Arunachal, it is Nagaland, it is Manipur, Meghalaya is there, yeah, then Assam is there, Shillong. I think all of that comes in. I forgot all of them, but all of these. So it's like a belt, and it's been a desire to go and just go through these places. Yeah, but because there's this Manipur issue that was there, there were people who said don't do it now. But I think recently I met in this trip, I met a man of God from there, and he said it's coming down, but now there is a need for laborers there. So he said he told me the same verse: the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So I think if some of us would just stand up and rise and say, okay, man, regardless of all the opposition, let's just go and let's just go and see the pulse and stand with them and just encourage them and probably just sow in something that we can. Okay, guys, so the phone died in between, and so like before we end, okay, so on this trip, I mean, going on these roads. So on North Indian roads are usually, there's different terrain. There's straight roads, there's good roads, highways, but in between there are these ups and downs, and kind of humpy bumpy kind of roads. So in some of the terrains where it's these humps and these kind of bad roads, I was kind of just going on traveling through these roads. I kind of felt like, oh man, it's why the roads are becoming a little bad, or did I take a right step? Because sometimes it's a little scary. So through this trip, I've been in the helmet I can easily kind of put some songs or some worship thing, and you sometimes just keep praying on. So in between this, there was when I'm going on this road, this is put in my heart. The Lord just put this in my heart. See, you're going right now through a road where because we're going on missions, so that was my heart. So the time when I used to think, we're going on a mission trip, you're going, you're a little, you kind of feel sometimes a little proud, because you're going on missions, you're going on on the Himalayas about 3 to 4 lakhs, so I'm going on a bike, So there's this thought that the Lord put in my heart. You're today going on a 3 lakh or 4 lakh bike, on at least some good roads, there are tar roads at least. But there were ages back when generals, when I'm talking about like real missionaries, real men of God who their blood and sweat was on these roads, where they walked on these roads, they cycled on these roads. They didn't have the lavishness and they didn't have privileges and all the benefits that we have today, but their blood and sweat was on these roads. So today, if we are experiencing at least some good things, today we're going to churches, we can minister, but back in the days there was no privileges. They were beaten for the gospel. But so the moment I thought of, oh man, I'm doing something great, I was like, man, you're doing something great because there were people who sowed, and they sowed in tears. They sowed in like, getting beaten for Christ. So this thought caught up my mind, and there was no time for taking videos and saying like, guys, I'm on a mission. I was like, God, thank you for this privilege. So through this trip, through the yatra, I'm like, God, thank you that you sent me to these areas when there is so much of freedom to speak the gospel, freedom to sing and worship. When at a time back in the days there weren't. So this was something that was in my mind, guys, and I was like, wow, God, thank you for this privilege. And at the same time, back, so I'm talking about when I was talking to these generals, back in the days, these men of God were working and when they served well. Today I was feeling a little constrained, being a little, put in a box kind of thing in many ways, in terms of like how churches run, because back in the days we had so much of freedom. So you remember, Benjira, back in the days when in Bangalore, when we were kids, you remember there were a lot of conventions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yeah.
So I was thinking of this through that. When we were kids, we used to go to conventions when I still remember seeing these tube lights and all on the posts.
Mm-hmm.
It was so that time there was not like, okay, this church is doing it. It was like a general convention. It was like people used to come together if there is singing. So I remember, I don't remember, people used to talk about when Heartbeats used to come. It was a community coming. It was a city coming. It was like, so that was a joy moment for the city, and everyone used to come together. They for songs or singing. But today, even though we don't have so many conventions today. Today is like a church oriented or one particular for a title. Community, it became like that. But I think we have to go into a space where people would just come regardless of which church they are, which background they are. My dad used to do a thing called, he used to run a ministry called Pentecost. So he started in 2006 and he used to run it so many years. And one of his main mottos was the overflowing experience of the Holy Spirit, and that was the tagline. And literally on the stage, there was a time when on the stage there used to be ministers from Church of God, from AG, from IPC. At the same time, there were also Achins from Katholika background, from Jacob Achin, CSI. So many leaders. I think at one point in time there was close to about 10 to 11 leaders from different church backgrounds, diocese. And that was a joy moment, at the time. But today we seldom get to see that kind of, even though there are meetings that happen in churches. But I think we should go into a space where we can come as a community and just rejoice for what God has done, and as a city even. I think those days should come back. We should not just talk about, okay, this happened back in the days. I think that community, and I think if we decide, because if our generation, if we decide, we can do it, we can make it happen. If we just come together, and probably now through these bike rides, I think that is what my intention was. But I think if we collectively think, okay, let's come together just to regard putting away all of our so-called where we are from, and make an effort to do that. I think it's possible, right? What do you think, man?
Yeah. People, like-minded people who are willing to go to another city and for missions with the idea that we have, which is riding a bike. It's going to be fun, but at the same time it's going to be something that we're going to challenge ourselves to do. And we're not trying to build a biker gang where we can go and chill out, enjoy, and come back a weekend, but we're trying to do this for the kingdom purpose. And we are stretching out this reach to everyone around who's listening. If you'll have an interest like that, where you'll just want to join in, not just just for a ride, but we want to do something for the Lord, reach out to us. Let's see if we will be doing many more rides like this. And yes, this time it was just my brother, but we're going to do it with a few other people also. and not just the north. We're going to reach out to our south also, and east and the west wherever we can.
Let's go,
Let's see.
man. Let's go.
And it's not fixed into a box where you need to have this bike or you need to have anything like that. No, we're just gonna go with what we have, and if you can come in a train or a bus or a flight, so
I know,
be
yeah.
it.
See, really,
Yeah,
really.
whatever we can, we're just gonna reach out to a place like that, and let's see how we can help that people. And
So, yeah. I think this video went on how many minutes? I think about 50 minutes or
yeah.
But yeah, if someone has sat through this, guys, we are sending you a gift, okay? An online gift to them. But anyways, thank you for listening through. And through this journey, I think there are so many things that have personally been changed in my life. And I think in 2026 there are some good things that are going to happen. It will definitely bring produce for the kingdom. It will definitely, okay, guys. So you guys tag us. I mean, you be on this, on this journey, be on this trail. We are wanting to do something extraordinary. So you guys be in this loop. Catch us on either on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube. This video is going to go on YouTube. I don't know if because I don't know how to edit this and all that, but this is going to be a raw thing. So this is what my heart is. Let's be raw. Let's be like not unedited. It's good to edit. It's good to like put, but sometimes just be raw. Just be who you are. Just probably just take a video and just put it. And one challenge that I'm going to put is, guys, don't wait for everything good to come. Like, okay, I'm going to get set in this and for missions basically, okay, to do something for the Lord. Let it be even something. I even talk to people who want to release songs and all that. They probably will do a video later over that. Don't wait for, okay, I want to make everything set right and okay, sometimes it's good to just be raw. It's just good to just put something raw, unedited, unfiltered, or how we unphotoshopped and all that. Sometimes it's good with that way. Because through that there is some person who's watching, who wants to see raw stuff, and there will be a hope, like a ray of blessing over him or her. So this is that. This is a run. This is going to be one extra added, but otherwise it's going to be raw. But so may you all do greater exploits for the kingdom. That's what we pray. In our cities, whoever is there, someone is listening who can get through, who can understand what the vibe is. You let there be like grace over you to do greater things out and above our our so-called norms that we are comfortable in. For the Lord, that's something that you can do extraordinary. Okay, so we call Rewired is the mission, the tag, or the title. It's there on Instagram, so follow us on that. And if there's anything that you guys would love to hear us out, connect with us because we're going to do this together. It's not like I said earlier, it's not like the one kind of thing. It's a collective. Okay, God bless. Thank you for sitting till now. Okay, until next time. Okay, grace and peace, guys.